Hola and welcome to the narrative. Today we take a look at the Basilica of Montserrat. The Basilica is the name for the church at Montserrat. For most people, it is essential to visit Montserrat for three main reasons. Firstly, it is in itself a Gothic building of architectural significance. Secondly, it is the home of Montserrat's masses and choral concerts. Thirdly, it houses what is arguably Montserrat's most important feature, the statue of the Black Madonna. Looking at the history of the basilica, we see the atrium of the basilica is the open roofed courtyard area that sits directly in front of the basilica. Five arches lead you to the main area. One should look out for the iron sculpture of Saint Benedict by the sculptor Enric Monjo. It is situated at the entrance to the part of the monastery where the monks live, an area that you are not allowed to enter. The atrium itself is known as the atrium of Abbot Argerich. In 1952 to 1956, it was decorated by Joseph Obiols and Father Bennett Martinez. Designs on the right-hand walls of the atrium depict the most important shrines and basilicas throughout Christianity. Designs on the left-hand wall offer a brief history of Montserrat. Taking a look down, one can enjoy the marbled black and white floor of the atrium. It takes inspiration from the floor of the Capitolium in Rome that was designed by Michelangelo. The inscriptions at the center are in Latin and refer to baptism. In the front, you will be able to take in the facade of the basilica. In 1900 to 1901, a new facade was added to the basilica. It is the work of Frances de Paula de Villar Carmona and was carved by two brothers, Venaki and Agapit Valmijana. Talking about the basilica, one can say that Montserrat Church is a Gothic structure that also uses Renaissance shapes and traditionally Catalan architecture. It was severely damaged during Napoleon's War in 1808 to 1814. This meant that it had to be reconstructed at the end of the 19th century. The central nave of the church is 58 meters long and 15 meters wide. It is 23 meters to the top of the dome of the church. Around the edge of the church, you will note lots of ornate hanging candles. These are representative of Catalan style of jewelry making from after the Spanish Civil War, which took place in 1811 to 1812. They have all been donated by Catalan towns and associations. Collectively, they are there to represent the constant presence of the people of Catalonia at the feet of Saint Mary of Montserrat. On the central pillars of the nave, you will see sculptures of the prophets Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Daniel. They were all carved in wood by Joseph Limona and were put in place in 1896. When we speak about the chapels in the basilica, one can say that all around the edge of the basilica there are chapels. There is a chapel of Saint Scholastica. It contains sculptures by Enrique Carrasco and Agapit Valmijana. The chapel of the Most Holy One contains a large stained glass window. This window separates the chapel from the nave. The third chapel contains a painting by Joseph Cusack based on the Exodus to Egypt. The next chapel is the chapel of the Holy Christ. There is an image of Christ on the cross that was created by Joseph Limona. The chapel of the Immaculate Conception was opened in 1910. The style of the chapel reflects the architect Joseph M. Perica's admiration of Antonio Gaudí, making it a good example of Catalan architecture. finally, when we speak regarding the Black Madonna, we can say that the famous Black Madonna sculpture sits at the back of the church above the altar. It is framed in an ornate window, and you can see her if you are sitting in the church pews. You can also join in the line for veneration. As a church, the Basilica is open at all hours. However, it is important to remember that public transport to the Montserrat monastery will stop running in the evenings. Running times for transport options vary throughout the year. So that's it for this episode of The Narrative. Stay tuned for more. So, do like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And yes, if you have any comments or any question, do drop them in the comment section.